Hello, how's it going, everybody? So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. Um, I've never actually made one of these videos, so I don't really know quite what to start with the intro. I guess I'll just start by explaining what this video is, as well as what I guess I'll be going over in it. So this video is going to be a mix of different things. Involving my channel, or at least my experiences with YouTube so far. What I'll be talking about is how I feel overall doing YouTube so far, what I've learned, as well as different transitions I've taken, as well as some benefits as well as anxieties I have with the channel. And I guess in a sense, like what kind of a relationship I want to have with you guys as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is where I want to go with my channel and what the whole point of this video is. There was a couple weeks ago where I dropped, I want to say around like 6 videos in a week. I had done like an Unhinged review, New Mutants, Tenet, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Bill and Ted, couple other videos. It was a big week. I mean, I planned to make a video like this even before that, but it was around that time that really pushed me to make this video. Not even because of all that happened that week, but because that just happened to be the time where I really started to think like, wow, I could do something with this. Maybe I could maybe take this a little bit more serious. I think I was sitting at like around like 50 something subs, and I was like, wow, like for me that's a big number. And like I don't I on top of not even knowing how to do YouTube, which I'll get into later, that's kind of a big deal for me. So basically this video in a sense is just going to be like a kind of a guide for everybody as well as myself as to where like the layout of my channel is going to be and where it's going to go. And a lot of the video too will just be beneficial tips, hopefully, for a lot of people who maybe want to start YouTube, or maybe just need some sort of like a little bit of like a helping hand with like just some experience as well. So basically the first thing I'm going to talk about is limits that are going to be happening with the channel. There will be times where it may be 3 videos a week, or it may be 1. And where that comes into play is that when there was that week where I dropped like all those videos, it was draining. It wiped me the fuck out, and it gave me a lot of stress that I was not asking for and that I didn't honestly know I was gonna get. The thing is that there were videos, or there were movies that I did want to review of those. Like I really wanted to see I'm Thinking of Anything. I was talking about it a lot. It's one of my favorite novels. It was one of those anticipated movies, right? So regardless of anything, I was gonna review that movie, drop a video for it. But I mean, Tenet, even Bill and Ted 3, and like Unhinged, like those were just movies that like it was like that anticipation of, it was that excitement of getting back into theater, right? And the factor of like in a shitty sense, like kind of getting viewership and notice. So I was like, if I drop all these big movies that are coming out that nobody's going to see, that's gonna do a lot for me. But I was way too excited about it, and I was inexperienced as well, and I didn't realize how much work that was going to be and how much I was going to take out of myself and force myself to do. So I think what I'm going to start doing is that as my goal is for now is going to be at least weekly content, whether it's 1 video or whether it's 3 or even more, who knows. It just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood to talk about and what's happening that week, because the thing is that I want to drop at least 1 video a week, some sort of weekly content, and I don't want it to be bullshit. I want it to be something that I'm actually dedicated to, something that just genuinely comes out of me that I'm excited to talk about, whether it's a movie or whether it's something about my film or whether it's just something that I can talk to you guys about. I just want it to be something weekly, because I know that there is a lot that I want to offer that I just either forget to, or I don't have the time to, or I feel like something else is more important that I want to talk about, even if it's something I'm not passionate about. So that's the thing, is that I'm not going to try and review every movie that comes out, or maybe not even every movie that everyone wants to see. If there's a movie I want to see, I will talk about it. And or if there is a request, then sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this for you guys, as well as myself. For example, I enjoy talking about movies and, even hearing myself think about them. So I'm going to talk about them, and hopefully, and obviously, I'm going to give that to you guys as well for some insight, as well as some background and just kind of like an idea for the viewers. So I'm not ignoring anything that anybody wants me to do. But if it is definitely something that is kind of coming out, like for example, Milan. I was thinking about reviewing it because I'm like, well, people really want to see it, but I don't give a fuck about Mulan, and I don't really want to pay $30 for that movie. So that's a perfect example. Now, if someone's just like, hey, you gotta review this movie, like, I would love to see your thoughts on it. I'm like, dude, for sure. Like, thanks for helping me out. Like, help me out, I'll help you out. For sure, dude, 100%. There are exceptions, is what I'm saying. But yes, that is the general layout for my channel. Is that I'm not going to be forcing this out of myself. And again, if there's a movie coming out, I'll talk about it, right? That I want, if I want to see it. And if there's no movies coming out that week, then I will drop some sort of an update. I will talk about a certain situation. And the next thing I want to talk about now is what I've learned doing YouTube so far. And the first thing I want to talk about in that category is the quality of content. So when I started doing this channel, I honestly didn't know anything, and I still know very little about this. I didn't believe in anything like scripting, like for videos. I mean, I am a screenwriter, but I'm like, if I'm going to be talking to camera about shit I want to talk about that doesn't need to be something that's a big deal, then I don't need to script it. And in some ways, that's true. If like there are some people that can do that, but for example, me, I didn't know what kind of a persona or what kind of a character I wanted to have for you guys, which I'm not saying that I wanted to be a certain person, but I want to be able to give you guys good material if I'm going to be doing this. And that doesn't just mean the shit I'm talking about. It means that me as a general entertainer, I want to do well and I want to know what the fuck I'm doing. And that stresses me out a lot. There were times where I'd make 15-minute videos and then I rewatch them now and I'm like, I repeated myself so much, and it's not even that. It's it wasn't even like the fact that I didn't have the right equipment or anything. It was just I would switch so drastically. Like there'd be some videos where I'm just like sporadic, and then there's some where I'm serious, and I'm just like, what do I want from myself? And this is just something I believe in, that I've seen from doing this so far, and what I've grown to go through during these times in YouTube, is that yes, being yourself is essential, but it will come out of you naturally if you are doing something that you are genuine about. For example, if I'm talking about a movie, no matter what genre it is, if I'm happy with what I'm doing and if I'm confident with it, whatever needs to come out will come out. And it's not something that you have to learn necessarily. It's just, why do YouTube if it's going to stress you out? And there are a lot of benefits with YouTube. It can help you with a lot of different things, mentally, personally, and confidently. And then it can give you a better idea of like what you're capable of, and it can also just be something you just do for fun, or it could be something that you want to do as a job. What I'm saying is that no one's asking you to do YouTube. This isn't something that a lot of people decide to do and not necessarily succeed with it, but it's not something a lot of people do and go in with a solid understanding. If you're gonna have viewers, if you're gonna have content, and if you want to dedicate yourself to this, you do have to put in a certain amount of work for it. In saying that, as long as you're happy, for example, and the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because there was a time where a couple of weeks back or so, maybe more, where I actually took a hiatus. Remember that? I took a hiatus because I didn't have the right equipment. And I look back at it now and I'm like, I still don't look like, a massive, like, dude who's got his shit together doing this. I mean, I feel more comfortable, more confident. I feel like, wow, like I actually have something that makes me feel like I'm on the right track here. But in the end, if you like to talk about movies, you don't need a mic or a lens to do that. And honestly, and I know this is general common sense, but if you're not happy with who you are personally or what you're doing, you're never going to be happy with what you have. For example, there are some people that will look at my equipment and be like, I would never film with that. And it's like, well, to me, because I'm so small of a channel and because I'm so new to it, this is like, whoa, I have the tools I need. So it wasn't necessarily that I just didn't give a shit, or that, I wasn't going to do anything if I didn't have what I wanted. It was just that I know I could do better, so why not approach that? So as long as you have the voice and the knowledge and the opportunities, like, if you're able to talk about what you want to talk about, if you're able to present it, if you want to do that, then you have what it's asking for right here. This lens is just for prettiness, and this mic is just for crispiness. And that's the thing, is that it's not necessary, but it's nice, you know. It's like if you can do it, do it. And with me, it was like and I'm not gonna talk too much upon this right now because I'm gonna talk about it later on in the video. But I was getting into negative behavior. I was like, you know, why is this channel going faster, and why is this guy getting more views when he has less subscribers, or maybe because like it was just things getting in my head. Bottom line is I wasn't thinking about myself, which again I will talk about on later, but that's the thing, is that these are some things that I've learned, is that, you know, obviously I don't want it to be as short as like quality over quantity, but that's really what it is. YouTube, I want it to feel like, you know, my playground. Like, this is my channel. I can do whatever I want, talk about what I want, and it's like, do that. Like, this could be something where I just come for, you know, therapeutic purposes, and I was treating it like it was something I needed to like do a certain amount of, or like reach like a certain sort of like quota. And basically is that if you're gonna get anywhere, especially for beginners with YouTube, you need to not have it all figured out, but you need to be happy with what you're doing. You need to accept that you are a small channel, and that, you know, experience and growth and involvement will come with time and with, you know, rewards. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is benefits. So one of the things which is really important for me is that I'm not good with talking. I suck at talking. Whether it's texting, whether it's in person, whether it's just trying to think of how to start a conversation, I'm not good with it. So this has definitely helped me, like, be able to think a little bit more freer and like breathe a little bit better and kind of be in like my own element. And, you know, I can really reflect on what I'm talking about and what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, you know? So looking back on my videos isn't just seeing like, man, I was shit back then. No, it was just like, wow, I'm seeing where I'm, like, I noticed the growth. I noticed the dedication. I noticed the confidence and the comfortability. And that's one thing, is that I like to talk about movies. I do. I like to talk about a lot of things, but I never really know who to go to for them, you know, to talk about them. I never know if what I'm saying is too much or is too minimal or is too whatever, this or that. So this is kind of a good thing, is that I can talk however I want. It's up to you guys if you guys want to, you know, hear me talk about that. And if you don't, or if there's something that you guys want to discuss, you can talk to me about it, whether it's, you know, through social media or through, you know, the comments. So this kind of gives me, in a sense, like a good, like, way to actually get my words out and talk at my own comfortable pace. And another thing I'm going to talk about now is the anxieties. Fun part, right? One of the most negative things for me so far was, again, comparisons. I'm just going to talk about that real quick because I already touched up on it a little bit ago. Everyone has their goal when they're doing YouTube, whether it's just something that they just want to, for example, like benefit themselves, if they want to challenge themselves, if they want to actually do something with it, go further with it. And I'm not going to lie, I do. And not just during these times. I would love to make a living off of doing filmmaking and then doing YouTube, you know? I have no doubt in my mind that that's what I want to do. So with being a small channel as well, in the beginning, it's, and especially on top of that, not knowing what to do with YouTube or how to do it, it's easy to rush things and try to get things done faster, and as shitty as it sounds, kind of race people in a way. Something I was talking about earlier is that, you know, for example, you'd see like another small channel that started maybe around this time you did, or maybe even later, and you're just like, why is their channel going up, mine's not? Like, I'm confident. It's like, that's the thing, is that my head was in the wrong spot doing this. I need to focus that what I'm doing I enjoy. Those people that are subscribed, I need to, you know, reward them. And the things that I'm talking about, I need to enjoy it. Otherwise, what is the point? And that's the thing, is that there is no time to get to a certain place. There are people who have had 100 subscribers for years, and there's some that have gotten 1,000 in a couple days. And it's not based on your content, it's not based on who you are. Who knows, you know, maybe it's based on how hard you put it out there, how, you know, consistent you are. It's just, that's the thing, is that there is no deadline. It's just you doing what you want to do and seeing how far you can go with. And I know how far I want to go with this, and I'm open about that. You know, I'm honest, I'm upfront about it. I would love to see this go somewhere, and that's why I'm talking about this, because I don't want this to just be a review channel or even just like a channel about movies. You know, I want to talk about things like this. I want to get real with you guys and give you guys, you know, a little outlook of, who I am, where I come from, and where I want to go with this, while also keeping that kind of connection with you guys. And another anxiety I have while we're on this topic is that the dedication. So in saying how excited I am about possibly doing this and achieving that goal of, being able to work like this in a sense, you are your own person. Like, I'm the showrunner here. And so it's like, I have very low thoughts sometimes where it's like, what if something traumatizing happens in my life and I just can't make a video? What if something happens and I'm paralyzed? What if something happens and I, just go into this depression thing, and it's like, I'm putting myself at risk doing that. I am happy with what I'm doing, and if I reach that goal, I need to, show it that I've earned it, and that I, want that, and I appreciate it. So what I'm saying is that I don't want this to feel like a professional job, even though I do want it to be my general way of working in a sense, besides filmmaking, with me still trying to figure out, what do I want to give my audience? Who I want to be to them? How do I want them to view me? That thought occurs to me when it's like, once you're in, dude, like, you have to maintain that, And it's not just about consistency or building character quality. It's just like, you have to know that this is something that you are about. And, sometimes that thought occurs to me, especially during, like, the small times like this. Like, when I'm so, like, low of a channel, when I'm, like, still figuring things out, it's like, the whole point of it is, you have to figure out, in this process, is this for me? Do I want to keep going? So that's just something that kind of, like, is important to think about, I think, and is fair to kind of, discuss and play around with. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is my audience, you guys. So while, there is a minimal kind of requirement to, get the goal I'm trying to go to, I'm not good with a whole lot of people. And even though I can't see you guys, look at those numbers, and I'm like 76 subscribers. Like, imagine 76 people in this room that are just subscribe to me and just looking at my content. It doesn't matter if it's 5, 70, or 1,000 or more. Audience is a big number, and I'm gonna be honest, and this isn't like, like a talking shit about myself, but I'm not gonna get anywhere being a reviewer. Yes, it is fun to watch my reviews, and I do enjoy talking about them. Movies, yes, they are my life, but not reviewing. I want to talk about reviews, and I want to talk about my movies. I want to drop those, and I want to talk about theaters, maybe not even things movie related. Maybe I just want to talk about shit that you guys are witnessing, you guys are a part of with me, like this, for example. To connect with audience, I want to do Q&As, I want to do polls, I want to do live streams eventually when I get more comfortable. If I'm going to know where my channel is going to go, I have to not only focus on what I want, but what is fair to my viewers and what I want out of them, what I'm asking from them, because you guys are doing me a favor watching these videos and giving me this, notice and everything, but I want to make sure that I'm rewarding you guys as much as you guys are benefiting me. So if there's anything that you guys do want me to review or even talk about or even, shoot, let me know. I want, because of earlier, as I was talking with, trying to learn, like, socialism with this, I would love, I love responding to comments. I love people reaching out to me and just giving me, like, a little bit of idea, even if it's negative, like, hey, that was too long of a video, or maybe, like, have some more, like, enthusiasm. And I'm all for that, because I'm like, yes, I want to do this right. I mean this, and, you are not going to get anywhere doing YouTube if it's just you in this that you're thinking about. I have an audience, I have viewers, and I need you guys to know that I put you guys more than anything when doing these videos. Even if it's something I'm like, oh, I really want to talk about this, I'm like, is this proper? Is this acceptable? Is this, me? And that's the thing, is that I don't know which one of these topics to focus on first. So I know where my channel wants to go, and I'm going to talk about things that I want to do in that process, and I'm going to do them how I feel comfortable doing so. And then obviously with you guys' feedback, as well as where I've come from and where I've grown with this journey, I will know where to go further. So again, I do thank you guys, no matter what number it is, who has not even subscribed, but who has given me the opportunity and has given me the notice and the chance to be who I am to you. I know that there are, some videos that are better than others, and I know that there is still a handful that I need to learn, and that there is a big, like, line from, where I want to be still. But whoever views me, anytime and gives me any sort of a chance for whatever reason, thank you. This is something, for example, this is something I feel comfortable doing. If I just focus on my own pace and focus on my own material, my own strengths, and what I'm dedicated to, and as well as what I want to benefit you guys, things will come out of me the way that they should and when they should. So thank you guys for giving me this confidence, this chance, this opportunity, and I hope that this video benefited you guys in some sort of way, where there was just like, a good idea of where I come from, what I've been through, what I want to do, and maybe towards something that you guys want to do as well. Yeah, I really feel good about doing this video, and I hope to see you guys in some videos shortly. Parasite review is done. I just have to edit that and then put it out for you guys, and the update video will be coming this week on Pragmatophobia. So really excited about those two. I'm happy that I don't have a huge lineup that I have to think about and that I'm announcing, because there were announcements before I end this video that I had said we're coming and never did. So this is just kind of like another example of like that emotional drainage. So yes, you guys will absolutely be getting Parasite review and Pragmatophobia update, and then we will go from there with more content. So again, thank you guys for the support, for the acknowledgement, and I appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to do another video for you guys. See you soon.